Hello, welcome to the Green Growth Podcast, your go-to platform for stories of transformation, resilience, and sustainability in the business world. I'm your host, Johan. Today, we are exploring the remarkable journey of LPT Plantation PLC, a Sri Lankan agribusiness that defied the odds from being ranked 22nd out of 23 plantation companies to emerging as one of the top three. LPT's transformation is nothing short of inspirational. This story is drawn from their 23-24 annual report titled A Journey of Biodiversification, a theme that reflects their strategy to blend profitability with environmental and social values. Let's begin with their basics. LPT Plantation PLC or EPP manages over 8,800 hectares across 13 states in Sri Lanka. But more importantly, it supports the livelihoods of over 35,000 people. What makes EPP exceptional is not just its land or size, it's their comeback story. In 1997, the company was nearly at the bottom of the industry rankings. Fast forward to today, and they are a top 3 performer in profitability. Their transformation started with a bold vision to be the number one plantation company and a model for Sri Lanka. This vision became the guiding star for every strategic decision. Now let's explore the heart of LPT Plantations, their vision, mission, and values. These aren't just statements on a corporate brochure, they are the DNA of the company's transformation journey. First, the vision. EPP boldly declared, "We will strive to be the number one plantation company, a model for Sri Lanka." This vision is deeply symbolic. In an industry historically burdened by colonial legacies, inefficiencies, and poverty cycle, LPT dared to reimagine plantations not just as profit centers, but as engines of inclusive growth and sustainability. Their goal is not simply to be the biggest, but the most respected, responsible, and resilient. The mission further deepens this commitment. EPP operates on what we call the triple bottom line approach: economic delivering returns to shareholders while reinvesting in growth, social uplifting estate communities through fair employment, housing, and education. And when it comes to environmental, preserving biodiversity, and combating climate change through regenerative practices. These three pillars drive everything from budget allocation to innovation strategy. For example, investing in solar energy on estates is not just cost saving, it aligns with both environmental impact and long-term economic resilience. Now let's move to core values. The daily compass guiding over 35,000 lives associated with the company. Sustainability is the overarching value. It means now over-exploiting the land, not pushing monoculture to the extreme, and not ignoring climate data. LPT views sustainability not as a trend, but as existential necessity. Community upliftment is another. Their model doesn't isolate state workers, it integrates them. Initiatives like scholarships for children, vocational training, and estate-based entrepreneurship support are part of this. Gender parity stands out. Plantations are male-dominated across South Asia, but LPT has made real efforts to break that mold, appointing women to managerial roles and ensuring access to maternal care, sanitary facilities, and financial literacy for female workers. And finally, innovation. This is not just about high tech, it's about creative problem solving. whether it's converting biomass waste into energy or launching a premium tea line for wellness markets. EPP is constantly experimenting and improving. Let's illustrate this with a quick real-world example. In 2023, they piloted a project where female-led households received home gardening kits. Within 8 months, 70% of those families had reduced their dependence on purchased vegetables and some even sold surplus. That's value-driven impact. Importantly, these values are not static. They evolve. During COVID-19, EPP ramped up health surveillance, built state-level quarantine facilities, and ensured wage continuity even during supply chain disruptions. That's value in action during crisis. This cohesive culture, anchored in a future-focused vision, mission, and a living value system, is what turned a struggling business into a sustainability leader. Coming up next, we will look at how these ideals were translated into strategies specifically through EPP's pioneering model of biodiversification. Let's now look at how values translate into action through LPT's strategy of biodiversification. Traditionally, Sri Lankan plantations focus primarily on tea, while iconic tea alone is vulnerable to global pricing shocks, labor shortages, and climate stress. EPP addressed this by diversifying their portfolio. Rubber and oil palm provided stability through industrial and FMCG demand. Cinnamon and fruit crops such as strawberries added export potential. Ecotourism projects such as state stays and biodiversity trails generated income while promoting conservation. Renewable energy, particularly solar and biomass, reduce carbon emissions and utility costs. A great example is the Waterwater estate, which integrated cinnamon cultivation of unutilized land, increasing per acre productivity by 37% while reducing pesticide usage through intercropping. This strategy wasn't just agricultural, it was financial. It created new revenue streams, reduced dependence on volatility exports, and allowed EPP to access green finance and carbon credit incentives. In short, biodiversification became LPT's insurance policy and their growth engine. In this segment, let's look at environmental and innovation milestones. In today's world, environmental performance isn't optional, it's essential, and LPT is a leader in this space. 2023 and 24 innovations: biomass energy conversion units at 3 states, expansion of solar power installations now powering 40% of operations, launch of an agroecology lab testing low-impact pest control methods, use of drones for pest surveillance and yield mapping. They also piloted the zero food waste policy on one state, reducing landfill use by 60% in just 6 months. EPP is working toward becoming a carbon neutral company in 2030. It has already begun mapping in carbon footprint and identifying carbon offset opportunities through forest conservation. This level of environmental innovation is what qualifies for certifications like Rainforest Alliance and Fairtrade International, opening premium market access. Now let's crunch some numbers in this segment. In the fiscal year 23-24, EPP faced headwinds, inflationary pressure, fertilizer price hikes, and currency depreciation. This affected profit margin and EPS, which saw a temporary dip. But here's the key insight. While short-term profitability fell, long-term health indicators remained strong. Net asset value per share increased, dividend payout as a percentage of earnings improved, ROE, return on equity, and ROA, return on assets, stayed within benchmark thresholds. Investors remain confident because EPP showed prudence, not panic. They paused non-core expansions, focused on cost control, and doubled down on productivity. Compared to peers, EPP outperformed in terms of asset growth and liquidity ratios, reflecting smart treasury management. This segment, we are going to discuss about employment and social impact more than just jobs. Beyond profit, LPT Plantation is deeply rooted in social responsibility. Over 35,000 livelihoods are linked to its operations. EPP views this not as a burden but as a responsibility and an opportunity. Key social initiatives in 2023-2024 included upgraded housing for estate workers with solar lighting, establishment of early childhood centers, scholarships for university-level education for estate youth, microfinancing option for women-led businesses. LPT partnerships with public health agencies brought mobile clinic to remote estates, reducing disease burden and improving productivity. And unlike many competitors, EPP maintained wage continuity during off seasons, offering peace of mind to thousands. So what next? LPT's future plan include increase in export volume of branded teas, cinnamon oils, and nutraceuticals, investing in AI-based estate management, launching plantation-led tourism hubs, partnering with climate finance platforms to fund green infrastructure. They also aim to digitize estate administration, making it easier to track productivity, rainfall, wages, and soil conditions. The company is also exploring public-private partnerships to improve education and entrepreneurship on estates. Lesson from LPTA. The story of LPTA plantation isn't just about agriculture, it's about transformation. It shows us that business rooted in values, driven by vision, and committed to impact can thrive even in traditional sectors like plantations. Thank you for listening to the Green Growth Podcast. I'm Johan. If this story inspired you, share it, subscribe, and join us next time for more stories of purpose-driven business. Bye-bye.